Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to delve into a topic that affects many people. Panic attacks. Whether you've experienced them personally or know someone who has, it's essential to understand what panic attacks are, their causes, and how to manage them effectively. So, let's dive right in. What is a panic attack? A panic attack is a sudden, intense surge of fear or discomfort that can come on without warning. The symptoms often peak within minutes and can include rapid heart rate or palpitations, shortness of breath or hyperventilation, sweating, trembling or shaking, feeling of choking or a lump in the throat, chest pain or discomfort, nausea or stomach distress, dizziness or lightheadedness, fear of losing control or going crazy, fear of dying, numbness or tingling sensations. If you've encountered at least 4 of the symptoms mentioned below suddenly and reached their peak within approximately 10 minutes, you might have undergone a panic attack. It's common for panic attacks to be linked with avoiding specific locations or scenarios. These situations are typically those where escape could be challenging or assistance might not be readily accessible. Instances of such situations encompass crowded shopping malls, public transportation, dining establishments, or driving situations. What leads to the occurrence of panic attacks? Panic attacks emerge when the body's alarm system malfunctions. Every individual possesses an innate alarm mechanism fueled by adrenaline, which elevates heart rate, respiration, and blood circulation as a response to perceived threats. Typically, this danger response system operates effectively. Nevertheless, in certain individuals, this response either becomes exaggerated relative to the stressor present or manifests unexpectedly without any discernible stressor. For instance, imagine you're walking through the woods and spot an approaching bear. Your body undergoes a series of changes to prepare you for either confronting the danger or fleeing from it. Heart rate escalates to enhance blood distribution, breathing hastens to ensure adequate oxygen supply, and muscles tense in readiness for action. Blood shifts from the stomach area to the limbs, which could lead to feelings of nausea. All these physiological changes are vital for survival during a perilous situation. Once the danger subsides, your bodily functions gradually revert to normal. This is facilitated by your body's recovery mechanism, which restores your system to a standard state once the threat has passed. As evident, the emergency response system is adaptive when faced with genuine threats, such as encountering a bear. However, there are instances when people find their emergency response system triggered in routine situations devoid of actual physical danger, like during a meeting, while grocery shopping, or driving in regular traffic. Causes and triggers. Panic attacks can be triggered by various factors, including stress. High levels of stress can contribute to the onset of panic attacks. Genetics. There is some evidence that a family history of anxiety disorders can increase the risk. Trauma. Previous traumatic experiences can make individuals more susceptible. Phobias. Specific phobias, such as fear of flying or enclosed spaces, can trigger panic attacks. Medical conditions. Certain medical conditions, such as thyroid disorders, can mimic panic attack symptoms. Substance abuse. The use of stimulants or certain medications can trigger panic attacks. Caffeine and alcohol. Excessive consumption of caffeine or alcohol can exacerbate panic attacks. What prompts the onset of a panic attack? At times, particularly stressful circumstances can serve as triggers for a panic attack. For instance, an argument with your spouse or work-related pressures can initiate a stress response, activating the body's emergency mechanism. This occurs because you perceive these situations as threatening or overwhelming, even when there's no direct danger to your survival. Occasionally, panic attacks appear to arise without any specific cause. They seem to occur out of the blue. In some way, the body's natural fight or flight response system becomes activated even when there's no genuine threat. But why does the body switch into emergency mode when there's no actual peril? Individuals experiencing panic attacks often become fearful or apprehensive due to the physical sensations linked to the emergency response system. Initially, unexpected physical sensations are felt, such as chest tightness or slight breathlessness. This then leads to a sense of fear or alarm in response to these symptoms. Something's not right. Am I having a heart attack? Will I faint? The mind interprets danger even in the absence of an actual threat. Consequently, the emergency response system, the fight or flight response, is triggered, culminating in a full-fledged panic attack. In essence, panic attacks occur when we misconstrue physical symptoms as indicators of impending death, loss of control, mental instability, embarrassment, or fear of experiencing fear itself. Sometimes, you might be conscious of thoughts related to danger that activate the emergency response system. For instance, thinking, "I'm having a heart attack," when you feel pressure in your chest or an elevated heart rate. Yet, in other instances, you might not be aware of such thoughts. Following several instances of fearing physical sensations, anxiety and panic can emerge in response to the initial sensations without conscious thoughts of danger. Instead, you simply feel fearful or alarmed. In other words, the panic or fear may seem to arise automatically without any conscious self-dialogue. Subsequent to experiencing one or more panic attacks, you might become more attuned to your body's internal sensations. You may scan your body more attentively and be vigilant about detecting any symptoms that could signal the onset of a panic attack. This heightened awareness can make it more likely for panic attacks to recur, since you become attuned to sensations you might otherwise overlook and misinterpret them as something perilous. Consequently, this can trigger another panic attack. How do I cope with panic attacks? A vital aspect of conquering panic attacks entails reinterpreting the physical responses of your body and acquiring techniques to reduce the physiological arousal. This can be achieved by engaging in cognitive and behavioral interventions as part of your practice. 1. Deep breathing. Practice deep, slow breaths to help regulate your breathing and calm your body's stress response. Studies have discovered that more than half of individuals who experience panic attacks exhibit indications of hyperventilation or excessive breathing. This can trigger initial sensations that cause alarm and ultimately lead to a panic attack. Moreover, overbreathing can intensify during a panic attack, exacerbating the symptoms. When hyperventilation occurs, specific blood vessels narrow, including those in the brain, which may result in a slight reduction in oxygen supply. This reduction can give rise to symptoms like dizziness, confusion, and lightheadedness, which are frequently associated with panic attacks. Similarly, other areas of the body might receive slightly less oxygen, possibly causing numbness, tingling in the extremities, or a perception of cold, clammy hands. Additionally, the heart might experience increased pumping. While these symptoms can evoke fear and discomfort, it's crucial to recognize that hyperventilation itself isn't hazardous. To mitigate the unpleasant effects of overbreathing, you can engage in breathing retraining, a technique that requires consistent practice. Similar to acquiring any new skill, breathing retraining necessitates regular exercise. Aim to practice this technique twice a day for several minutes. Initially, avoid using this method in specific situations or during moments of fear or panic attacks. Start by practicing in a calm setting to enhance your proficiency, so that you can eventually apply it during times of heightened stress or emergency. 2. Mindfulness and meditation. Techniques like mindfulness and meditation can help ground you in the present moment and reduce anxiety. 3. Progressive muscle relaxation. This involves tensing and relaxing different muscle groups to release physical tension. 4. Positive self-talk. Challenge negative thoughts and replace them with positive affirmations. Altering or interrupting a sequence of anxious thoughts by substituting them with more soothing or affirming statements can serve as a strategy to redirect a panic attack. Here are some frequently beneficial coping statements. This does not constitute an urgent situation. While I dislike experiencing this sensation, I can acknowledge it. It's possible to feel like this and remain alright. I've encountered this previously and managed well. I can handle it once more. I can experience anxiety while effectively managing this circumstance. I possess the ability to manage these symptoms or sensations. 5. Exposure therapy. Gradual exposure to triggers can help desensitize the fear response over time. 6. Lifestyle changes. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and sufficient sleep can all contribute to better emotional well-being. 7. Therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is especially effective in treating panic attacks by addressing thought patterns and coping strategies. 8. Medication. In some cases, doctors may prescribe anti-anxiety or antidepressant medication to manage panic attacks. Seeking professional help. If panic attacks are significantly impacting your life, it's crucial to seek professional help. A mental health professional, such as a psychiatrist or therapist, can provide personalized guidance and treatment options tailored to your needs. Creating an action plan. Identify triggers. Recognize the situations or thoughts that tend to trigger your panic attacks. Learn relaxation techniques. Practice relaxation techniques regularly to build your resilience against panic attacks. Build a support system. Share your experiences with trusted friends or family members who can offer support. Track your progress. Keep a journal to monitor your symptoms, triggers, and coping strategies to identify patterns and improvements. Thank you for joining me in today's video on panic attacks. Remember, you're not alone, and there are effective strategies and resources available to help you manage panic attacks and regain control of your life. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up.